Alright, so I used the juicer. I'm done with it now. I just juiced one beet juice. Put a cup underneath here to catch any liquid. Make sure that the mat is underneath the juicer when you use it, otherwise you're going to get liquid all over the countertop. So you just lift the latches here, open her up, and we're going to be cleaning all of this pulp out. I use a spatula to clean the screen. If you leave this for a lengthy period of time, it's going to solidify, dry, and it's going to be really, really difficult to clean, just FYI. To get this nut off, you're going to put this tool in here, and you're going to turn it to the right while simultaneously holding the basket to loosen the nut all the way. Sorry, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So I just used the spatula to clean this out. Just scrape along the edge here. That's pretty much it. We're going to use a brush to clean this strainer out. And just so before you take out this piece right here, you're going to lean it forward a little into the cup because residual juice that's left in the basin of this is going to come out. So just make sure that you're like leaning it a little bit to make sure all that juice is out. Because once you pick it up, it's going to pour out. So you're going to take it out just like this. Okay, so with this brush, you're going to clean this strainer out just like this under the running water. You're going to scrub the outside first while simultaneously running it under the water. And then you're going to get most of that out. And then in the direction of the blade, you're going to run the brush so like in the opposite direction of the cutting. You don't want to run it this way because you're just going to cut your brush down. Run it in the opposite direction. And then just rinse it out. And then go and wash. And then just wash the rest of it like you would wash any other dish. It's really important. You're going to wash the nut as well. Do not lose it. Just keep it in your hand while you're washing it and sanitizing it. Make sure you know where it is at all times. This brush is really handy when washing this piece out. You're going to get in there. And then you can also run the brush like this to get all of the areas in this, all around the edges with the brush. So usually the straightener is pretty clean. There's almost no pulp in it. So over here you can see that we're going to need a little bit of cleanup. You're just going to wash this with your rag. You're going to empty out the pulp, throw that in the trash, and then you're just going to wipe down the entire. If you have a more aggressive juice like beet juice, like where it's like really, really vibrant, you could take a paper towel and just wipe it all down first. If you don't want to get your rag all dirty, but you're going to want to just get it all up as fast as you can. See, I waited a little bit. I was talking to Chris, and you can see this is all dry, so I'm going to have to do it with a wet rag. But if you get to this right away, right after you juice, it won't do this. You're going to want to get in between here as well. Sometimes juice gets caught up in that in-between area. I mean, I get really detailed with it, but just make sure that you're keeping the machine relatively clean. So you're going to want these to fully dry before putting the machine back together. So I'll usually place them over here so they're not taking up a lot of dish space over there. Just take them out, set them on a clean mat. I cleaned this mat before I placed it here, just so you guys know. Now, pretend you don't have time for this to air dry. What you would do then is you would just grab some paper towels and you would dry at least the bottom of this and the strainer here because these are the pieces that are near the motor and in the juicing machine, the motor. And you would also dry the nut with paper towel, because you don't want to put something wet near that motor and risk liquid getting inside of it, because it would burn out the motor. So I dried the bottom of this. I'm going to show you the order in which this goes in. This pan goes in first, and I usually have it facing the direction. You can have it come out of any of these holes, but I usually have it in the direction that I'm going to place the cup underneath. Alright, next is going to be your basket. I fully dried the bottom. So when you place this in here, you're going to want to spin it until it like clicks into place. You see it's like wobbly right now. You're going to want to spin it until, there, you see? Now it's in place. Now it's in its proper place. There you go. Fully dried the nut. Just going to screw that in by hand. And then once it's screwed in by hand, you're going to tighten it with the tool for it. You're going to hold the basket with one hand and you're going to tighten with the other. Alright, the last piece, and this is like one of the most important pieces, is the lid. You're going to place it where the latches meet this center right here. So you can see where there's like a little hole there for the latch to be in place. When that's lined up, then you know that you're in the right spot. So you're going to just bring the latch down like this. It's not going to be too tight or too loose. Over here, you're going to do the same thing. Going to bring it in there. So it's just locked into place. And then you're going to check it to make sure that this piece is not loose. See how I can't really move it? You can tell it's in place. If it's sliding or moving at all in any direction, you're going to want to fix the lid, make sure that it's on properly, make sure that this piece is lined up, and you're going to make sure that these latches are tight enough. There's a little nut. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little nut here, so you can, the top nut here, so you can tighten the latches if you need to, or loosen them if you need to. And it should sound like that, and it's good to go.